This is how they do the sleight of hand. Given the stats you just gave us about California admissions and how Black graduations went up at these universities. So today, in response to this, the Dean of Undergraduate Admissions at the University of California, Berkeley, said as follows. Actually, I don't know if this was today, but this person has said this. Femi Ogundele says as follows, quote, California is one of 9 states that banned the use of affirmative action for public universities. In the immediate aftermath, selective schools in the state had a 50% decline in Black and Latino students admitted. Those numbers have never rebounded. You tell me, Jason, my instinct in just having read your books is, sure, maybe the admissions declined at the top, like Berkeley in the UC system, but they likely went up at the other universities. And the graduation rates then improved.
They not only, and they did mostly rebound. Even at the elite schools, they mostly rebounded. I don't know if they've reached the exact parity to what they were before, but they largely did rebound after initial dip. Again, a dip you would expect if you were going to start matching kids properly with the schools they're most likely to excel while attending. I mean, what is the goal here? To have the most diverse freshman class and then have a more racially monotonous graduating class? I mean, what is the goal here is to produce college graduates, not just to produce a freshman class that looks like America. The goal is to produce college graduates.
They kept going back to the reason a student body benefits from a diverse, racial diversity is, among other things, it's hobnobbing with power. If you have more Black students at Harvard, they have better connections. The same reason why people who went to Harvard want little junior to go to Harvard is those connections last for life. It's a better springboard into a more fruitful and productive and lucrative profession. And if you stop Blacks from going to the Harvards and so on, they're never going to make those connections.
Well, again, we want them to graduate, though. I mean, we want, at the end of the day, we want a college graduate to go out into the world who knows something and can apply what they've learned in college to their profession. That's what we want. And again, affirmative action is resulting in higher dropout rates or switching to easier majors where you can handle the work. And that's the problem. And even at the University of California, even though there was that drop off at Berkeley and UCLA initially, overall in the entire University of California system, Black enrollment went up and Black graduation rates went up. And so I think that is the better outcome. And it's not a sort of Yale or jail world, Megyn. You can graduate from a good state school and go on and have a very productive life.
Like me,
I agree
I went to Syracuse.
That some of these elite schools are going to have networking opportunities. That's always been the case. But you need to graduate and you need to be confident in what you do. And affirmative action is setting up kids to fail.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We've talked about this before, and I've talked about it with Heather McDonald, who, by the way, is coming up next, on how I was bright enough, but if somebody had put me into Harvard, where I didn't belong and my grades would never have got me in, it would have been an utterly frustrating failure for me there. Whereas at Syracuse, where I matched, I did well enough to get myself into law school, and through hard work and all the rest of it, I got myself advanced beyond that. And that's true of everybody, which is why, Jason, I've got to ask you about, go ahead, because I want to ask you about what Michelle Obama is saying.
I was just going to say, and I'm glad you made the point that you did, because this is not a racial issue per se. Anytime you admit a student to a school who doesn't meet the credentials of the average student at that school, whether they're an athlete, whether they're a child of alumni, they're going to struggle. They're going to congregate in the bottom of the class. That's just the nature of how that happens. If you admit a kid to a school that can't handle the work, they're going to struggle. So we talk about affirmative action and its negativity in terms of race often, but it's not limited to the racial context.
Not at all. Okay, so listen to what Michelle Obama said in response to this opinion today. She tweeted a lengthy statement that reads in part, of course, students on my campus, and I don't know what she means by my campus. I think she went to Princeton, right? So maybe she means Princeton. And countless others across the country were and continue to be granted special consideration for admissions. Some have parents who graduated from the same school. Others have families who can afford coaches to help them run faster and hit a ball harder. Others go to high schools with lavish resources for tutors and extensive standardized test prep. that help them score higher on college entrance exams. We don't usually question if those students belong. So often we just accept that money, power, and privilege are perfectly justifiable forms of affirmative action, while kids growing up like I did are expected to compete when the ground is anything but level. So already, I'm going to get to her, but already, you know what, Michelle? Same. And I'm white. I didn't have any of those advantages. I showed up the day of the SAT. I was like, it's the SAT today? Oh, shit. Okay. My friend loaned me a pencil. I never took a review class. We didn't have the money for anything. Like, it's not just a Black thing, but she and other progressives, Jason, are going to completely tie the racial inequity and its ongoing nature to this decision.
And the irony here, Megyn, is that they oppose policies that in theory would obviate the need for affirmative action in college admissions. This is a K through 12 education issue.
Yes.
You cannot sit down at age 17, given the inequality that exists in our K through 12 education system, and expect every 17-year-old in this country to be on an equal playing field when it comes to taking that test. And this regardless of income. It's just we have very poor quality K through 12 education. And at the K through 12 level, I think, is where our focus should be on things like school choice, on letting parents decide which schools are best for their kids. We know that there are models out there that can produce Black kids and white kids, poor kids and rich kids who will do well on that SAT test.
Like charter schools.
What we have a problem doing is scaling up those models to meet demand. And the Michelle Obamas of the world are opposed to many of these school choice measures, vouchers, and so forth, that would give parents the ability to send their kids to the schools where they would be able to excel and be ready when they sit down to take that test.
Because of politics, the unions.
That you're going to have, you have Black kids graduating from high school reading at an 8th grade level. The idea that you're going to make that up with a few remedial classes freshman year at Duke is ridiculous. You're not. Mm-hmm. So we really need to be focused on the K through 12 education system. And hopefully there will be a little more of that given this decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friends at Genucel have extended your chance to get their most popular package featuring beautifully curated skincare essentials for life outside in the summer sun. Sun-soaked, humid, dehydrated skin covered in dark spots and puffy bags under the eyes, not attractive. It's a problem, though, for many people. But thankfully, Genucel has the perfect answer. Genucel's limited-time Summer Essentials package includes their one-of-a-kind ultra-retinol super moisturizer with a powerful plant extract that delivers results without the harsh side effects. And right now, get Genucel's classic skincare therapy for under-eye bags and puffiness, one of the toughest things to treat. Plus, with its immediate effects product, you will get results guaranteed in 12 hours or less. Go to Genucel.com/MK60 right now to get your Genucel Summer Essentials package for over 65% off. 65% off. And just for the summer, every subscription order includes a customized summer spa gift box, absolutely free. And for one more week, every Summer Essentials package includes their nourishing vitamin C serum for a visibly clear complexion. Don't wait. Go right now to Genucel.com/MK60. GENUCEL.com/MK60, Genucel.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.